This is a big engagement. There's so many tanks. We've got to make sure that we're facing those 80 gems. Hello guys, and welcome to a new Regiments video today by me, Vulcan. In this one I'm moving on to Stage 7 and Phase 13 of my Vigilant Tempest warpath. Before we begin though, I did want to mention that the developer has stated there is a final update coming this year for Regiments. Sometime in April, potentially a little bit later, but it's going to be adding some new units, it's going to be adding maybe one new regiment, it's going to be adding some achievements, so really cool stuff that should just like finish off the game. And yeah, really awesome that he's bringing that along, so make sure to go and check that out on Steam and give your support because it's really cool. He's working on a new game and I'm excited to see what that will be in the future. Right, let's get into Vigilant Tempest, shall we? Now, we played an escort previously, so we're going to be going in for an attack this time around. So we're going to get some good use out of our artillery. We have 264 operational authority to spend. I definitely need to recover some tanks because we lost a lot of them previously. It was a bit of a bloodbath for our forces as we got flanked and cut off and all sorts happened, which was not ideal. I could upgrade Cayman to give us some more Danners over the Gvozdikas. I think I'm actually going to do that. We'll definitely go for more deployment points, and then that leaves me with 19 operational authority. I think I'm going to get some extra T-55s and probably some extra Streltsy. Hopefully I'm not missing too much. I'm not too concerned about my Mi-24s. Not having the Vizicari is a bit unfortunate. That would have only cost me 18, but I think we can make do. Sometimes in these warpaths you really do need to make sacrifices, so I think we'll be alright. Let's go to events, and it's going to be air superiority. That's a nice one. Tactical aids in the air are 50% cheaper and we get an additional air tactical aid. Let's go for Vigilant Tempest Phase 13, Stage 7 at 5 PM. As I mentioned, an attack should be pretty good, especially with me upgrading the second unit of Danners, so we can double Danner and just kind of mow down any defenses we come up against. And then we just got to be cautious about counterattacks because they can reinforce from both the left and the right, so we're going to get pincered as we move towards our objectives, which are right at the back as well. That is nasty. So our victory points are Ishim and Mizzen, and they are right back there. That is really bad. Often they're on the side, like say like Angara would be one, or maybe like Mustel or Enise, but the two farthest on the back is crazy. Okay, I think the best way for us to do this is to go Neyman, Musta, set up some defenses towards this reinforcement, and then go Enise, Mizzen, like that. So let's get some troops down. We'll definitely need some recon, so I'll go ahead and push them out. I could just get this underway actually and just bring things in as and when we need them. So we'll just get a couple of Danners ready to go. We won't keep them close together because counter battery is pretty nasty. We'll go for, let's see, BMP2s, BMP1s. I actually have a very limited amount of BMP2s. We'll go for T-55 leader. Get the other unit of tanks in there. We've got 450 left, so I've got quite a lot to work with. We'll definitely need some AA. Get those recon tanks in there as well. Oh, pretty big force coming in, for sure. Right, let's put these Danners on a control group. We'll make sure that these unload, and we'll put them on hold fire. I'll try and move them down this tree line. I'm going to leave these here, and then we'll start pushing with the tanks. Okay, perfect. We got targets. Hit them. There's a Leopard, 1 A4s, but they do have some 2 A4s there. Right, let's stop that for Spinizzi. I don't want them to get spotted. These T-72s are going to fall back. We're actually getting my recon killed there as well. What I'm going to do is probably specifically target the 2 A4s with the artillery, like they are doing with my tanks. We're going to retreat those T-72 so we don't lose any. And the Dunners are going to be putting in good work. Having a group of 4 of them is really nice. These ones having high veterancy helps them aim very quickly indeed. We're getting some free shots here onto the Martyrs, which is good. Heading into these head-on is not the best thing to do, but with the artillery support and then being fully suppressed, we should be able to overwhelm them. So that was quite a lot of units taken care of. We're going to bring in all of the OT-64s with our Streltsy and so on. Maybe I can get some counter battery going here. The Dunners, since we have so many of them, should do a pretty good job. But look how quickly these ones aim compared to these with like the veterancy difference there. Alright, I would say that was a pretty good start, although my recon here are getting chipped for some reason. Alright, next up is Muster, so let's just move the recon towards that, and I'm gonna need that recon to come back in once it's able to protect the left side there. I might also leave the BMPs here, because we can move the OTs into the tree line to push across to Anisse. The tanks are going to have to help clear out Muster. Let's get those T-72s back in. Get the recon back in. We'll bring up some supply. Oh, my Dunners are being hit by a counter battery. Gonna move them and we'll leave the supply nearby. Let's area recon Muster.
Zone captured.
Right, we can see quite a lot of stuff here. Let's get an artillery barrage going. I'm going to move these Dunners into the base area so that they can get some supply. Those BMPs can go home. We'll bring them back in a moment. I think we're making good progress. We've got 15 minutes left at the moment. We'll use the supply to fix up the tanks a little bit. Looks like we managed to get one good kill there. Nice, really good. That was actually some dug-in artillery, so getting rid of them pretty much removes them for the entire game. Mission, just nice. I'm gonna put these recon on hold fire, keep them moving forwards. Get these T-72s into the action because they need to regain some of their veterancy. I'm going to bring another supply to sit with the BMP-1s here so that we can top them up. Alright, VulcanHDGaming meanwhile and just kind of head round to check if there's anything else I need to be worried about here whilst the infantry continue moving through. This is a real nasty force of infantry cleaning out the forest. Alright, good kills at Muster. We will need to probably leave something there. I could bring up the BMP infantry again, potentially. Let's leave with the manpads. And we can replace those with the BMP infantry. Right, then all this armor could start moving through the valley with the leader. My infantry has been stopped by some barricades. I'm just going to let them break those. I'll get my recon over there to assist. I'm going to put this BMP-1 recon up on this hill just to keep an eye on our flank, see if anything comes towards us. And then that should give eyes to the BMP-2s once they arrive. They can stay on the defense because attacking with the BMP-2 is a bit risky. We've only got 4 of them in total. I think the Dunners are helping us a lot. Right here is going to be a good choice for airstrikes. We're going to area recon beyond this. I'll artillery barrage these because I think they're just dug in. Nice. That's not going to be enough for the BMPs to win though, I don't think, unfortunately. So we'll have to fall back, we'll leave the BMP-2s in their place. I'll bring in some napalm for these forces. Looks like the leopards will get overwhelmed. Okay, nice napalm. It would have been good for it to hit the infantry there, but this is okay. Our supplies all used up. Time to keep moving on. It looks like the BMP-2s did their job. We'll just make sure that they get into a good position there, just to hold the line again. And we'll start using my artillery. I should be a bit more good with that, to be honest. We'll move the BMP-1 infantry over to Muster instead. Now that fire support is in a bit of a hole. This is a big engagement. There's so many tanks. We've got to make sure that we're facing those HDGams. Okay. Yeah, the tanks took a bit of a beating. But we're still alright. Let's get the recon forwards now. Looks like mortar fire, so we'll just hit that with some artillery. Gonna area recon past Anise just to check. There's probably gonna be something in between. Actually quite a lot there. We'll artillery barrage this. I should be using my airstrikes a bit more because they are cheaper. Nice thing about the artillery though is that it doesn't really need targeting. Gonna have to move. The MP ones are gonna have to come over here. We'll get some napalm here as well. Unfortunately, the BMP2s didn't really hold the line for me. Right, those Dunners can leave because they're getting a bit too close for comfort. And it looks like my infantry also kind of got wiped on the approach, so yeah, we're losing our momentum here quite substantially with these attacks coming in on the side. Thankfully, it looks like the napalm should slow that down quite a lot, but the tanks are killing my BMP-1s. Like a job for my helicopter.
Zone lost.
We've lost Muster as well. I guess it's because we lost Neiman, actually. I don't have many BMP-1s left either, so I've got to be a bit sparing. At least the tanks got taken care of. Gotta respect the Jaeger. We have AA. Being cut off from the side there was pretty bad for us. I think what I'm going to have to do is leave some sort of tanks here and a couple of infantry. So we'll leave the Streltsy unit and we'll leave the engineer unit, and the Streltsy plus HDGam can come through and help us on the front. We'll get the Dunners back in. And we'll let them just start artying. Oh, there is actually units at Muster. Okay, we're gonna have to be careful then, because they might come behind us. At least this Dunner's getting some veterancy.
Zone captured. 5 minutes remaining.
I put these onto like hold fire. The main thing here is for me to complete the objective, right? That's what I'm hoping to do with this attack. We are going to have like another chance to do it. So, you know, we're in a pretty nice sort of staged position here at Anise to get into Maison. I'm just going to need the infantry to push through it. So, with that said, I probably should move these over. We can keep the Streltsy there with the tank, and hopefully that'll do the job. We're going to have an M48 versus T55 duel. I ideally want to tip that in my favor. I didn't expect those to get there so quick. And rockets coming in nicely. Some extra damage. Good. Nice. Okay, that's good. We'll get the T-55s into Musta. This fire support unit, I guess, can stay here with the T-55s. Yeah, it's just very difficult being pincered like this the entire time. We know there isn't really much left in there, so let's go push it. We'll let these travel down 3 line. Do more rockets. Try and get as many cheap airstrikes in as we can. Like that's a good candidate for napalm. Good. Oh, they're already taken care of.
Zone captured.
I'm going to send some supply over here. I'll send some supply towards Anisse as well. As soon as this is capped, we can cap Mizzen. And then it's just a matter of spotting what's at issue. Gonna be a bit scary. We've only got like 40. We've got 45 seconds till the area recon's ready. Bit worried about my Pruskomnitze getting a little too close. We'll have a little bit more time because once we cap this sector, it will give us a little bit more time.
1 minute remaining. Zone captured.
It's 2 A1s being spotted, which is good. Some good fire onto those before we engage. Okay, let's area recon this. We'll again get a little bit of time for capturing. This at least allows me to put down an artillery barrage here.
Zone captured.
I would like to put some napalm and stuff down. Oh, these weren't unloaded. Not bad. They should have been unloaded before I did that. That was really silly of me. Okay, not too bad. Not too bad. We didn't lose that much, which is nice. It's about 2 to 1 on the KD, if you include casualties. Yeah. I would say that it could have gone a little bit better. There was a bit of time where it got away from me. When I was charging my infantry across the open, it was kind of bad. But let's go next phase, and we will have a chance to finish off this attack. So we've got 189 operational authority. We definitely need to get these BMPs back to strength. Same with the BMP2s. Let's make sure that those are topped up, because that is super important. Both of those units have been really useful. I could upgrade the Rauzi to another Genista, but I think it's really worth it. Need more engineers? Probably not. Okay, tanks wise, not too keen on the company. And get those Vizicari, those will be really useful for holding the town. I think getting infantry back to strength is a good idea. And then some supply. Maybe a little bit of signals intelligence could be useful, just so that I know when the counterattacks are coming. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, cool. Let's just restore a couple more Stauzi. Brilliant. Let's move on to events. Weather warning. Movement speed reduced by 15% for all units in patches of fog. Okay, this isn't good for our recon efforts to get the artillery on target, but we'll see how it goes. At least a lot of my tanks are already in a good position to continue the attack. That is something we have going for us. So we'll probably maintain our defenses here. My supply is on its way. I could probably... Yeah, we'll keep one supply here. This supply is going to be zooming around to that side. Being slow. Do I want to bring in these at the start? We could just bring in the Mi-8T. Be the best bet. And then a unit of BMP2s. I'm really worried about more attacks coming in from this side. So getting some like BMP2s up on the hill or something here to defend Niemen from Divina would be nice while we kind of circle around with the rest of the forces. Yeah, we'll bring those in there. I'm just going to area recon this fresh because we don't know what units got put in there. And I'm probably going to need to turn that OT-64 around and put them defensive. Because they could easily come from here and just drive up there. Maybe a reason to move these T-55s into the middle, but we'll let them dig themselves in. Let's just hold fire on these. Hopefully we can get a shot into the rear from the T-55s. Nice. Good. And this recon's been doing fantastic work for me. We are capping. Tells me that there's not going to be too much left. We're going to unload the Vizicari at this end of the town, and we're going to walk down here into the back of Isora. And the good thing about the situation I'm in, having taken Mizzen, we'll take Ishim. We will be pushing into the back of their defenses, so that will help us out with the flanking bonuses. The big problem is going to be spotting. actually seeing what is happening. These helicopters even fly slower
Zone
because of the
captured.
fog.
Slyšíme a rozumíme. Čistě a jasně.
Yeah, one of the best features in Regiments, being able to like queue the face order of your units.
Rozumíme.
So good.
Rozkazy.
Are we gonna have to dodge this stuff? Ooh. Came out of nowhere. This is the trouble with the fog.
Vyrozuměno.
Little tip, by the way, that I actually learned along my journeys of these Regiments videos is if you hold Alt and right click, they will unload when they get to the position. Really nice. I often forget it myself, and when I see like idle transports I remember. Good one to know. I'm going to move my T-55s into the radius of the supply, and they'll have to dig themselves into their defences again, but it's okay.
A jasně.
Right.
Dle rozkazu.
I was actually pretty... I did this pretty well pushing up, so I kind of want to make sure that we take it easy going back on ourselves as well.
Jednotka připravena.
Systematic is the word I was looking for. I was pretty systematic coming up. And now we just need to make sure we do it on the way back.
Potvrzuji.
Let's get these to fire away.
Jednotka
The
připravena.
Sidkari, make sure they use that cover to push up into his order. Hopefully, VulcanHDG can move in here. Looks like the rain stopped. Or at least it's not as heavy as it was.
Provedu.
He's starting again.
Jasně.
Right, after they've hit those, we're going to queue them back to the main base area to get supply. Really like sketchy for me because
Vyrážíme.
I can't see anything. But I don't know if it's just because of the fog or if there's just not much here.
Kontakt.
Well, we do have troops coming towards Muster. Hopefully the T-55s can deal with those. We can also drop some rockets on them,
Hlásím souřadnice.
just in case.
Úder.
Alright, good kills by the Vigilant though. Came right up behind those reservists.
Slyšíme a rozumíme.
We'll try and move through the buildings to maintain the cover bonus.
Žádné cíle zasaženy.
My recon can keep trying to move up and get eyes on the units at Karma. If I could get a total domination here, it'd be fantastic, which is why I'm kind of pushing for it. Do we not have line of sight there because of that fog patch?
Útočíme. Pošlete posily. Rozkazy. Rozkaz. Provedu.
Okay, let's push through Karma and hit those
Zone
Panzergrens in the rear.
captured.
I think the fog patch was just preventing me from seeing those. We're getting our own back with the flank here.
Slyším. Dle
We know that there's a unit in this tree line now, I've got to be careful with that. This unit will hopefully just smack in the rear and that will be fine. Use some rockets there. Just help clean out the Jaguar. It actually went for the infantry here, or did it go for the... I went for the Leopard. Okay. Yeah, we're doing well though. This is going very, very well. I'm just going to area recon this side of the town, because I don't want my tanks to get caught out. Going too well at the moment. My BMP-2s. They can advance. Streltsy can advance. Because at this point, we were worried about the counterattack, right? I don't want to push through there. Not until we've dealt with the units. Yeah, we were worried about the counterattack coming in from this direction, but if I'm just going to be pushing this direction anyway, it doesn't really matter. Kind of pincer, like properly pincer them. This is the other unit I need to take care of. Ooh, okay. Well, BMP-2 is getting caught out there. There's actually way more there than I thought. And just like low visibility really screwing me over. I guess it's a job for the Vigilant then. Get the rockets to come in on these quickly. What are they? They're hitting hard. Oh, they're Leopards. Leopard 2s. Maybe the Su-25 can save the day, but I think the T-72s might just be dead here. I can try and retreat them, but they'll show side armor and get killed, so I'm a bit more inclined to see what the Su-25 strike does first, but it wasn't really enough, was it? Okay, so we're probably going to lose Neiman. If we lose Neiman, we get cut off from all of our units, so I'm going to have to speed back there ASAP. Because this is the one unit that will cut off everything around here. I'm going to have to like quickly spread out and capture everything back. We'll send the AA back here to Mizzen. So that we can cap that as soon as we cap Neiman back, because we are going to lose that and it's going to cut off all of these.
Zone lost.
We're also going to have to keep the Vigilant here. I can use that opportunity to just resupply those. And then meanwhile we'll just kind of skirt around the back here with our tanks to hit Angara. We know there's a unit in the town still. The counterattack by the Leopard 2s there really caught me off guard. Gunners have done a good job here though. Oh, those T-55s are not doing well. Are they all dead? Oh no! Oh no! Oh, we lose the veterancy on those. I need more rockets. These are also not going to be able to do too much here. It's really bad. Really bad. I just lost line of sight as well. It's like, at some point it's going really well, and then the other side of it, it's just really not going very well. Okay, we cleaned out that infantry unit, that's good. We'll put the recon into the sector so we cap that very quick. Interesting, right, we're going to have to turn this around. Flyer's going to have to come this side. Vizicani will have to hold at his Zora,
Jednotka
and
připravena.
we'll have to try and capture back Neyman. Where are my T-72s at? Bring them back in, please. Thank you very much. 8 minutes. Okay, thankfully we should, he says, deal with those relatively well. Those Jaegers have a lot of dudes.
Rozkaz.
Okay, we'll turn it back around again.
Jednotka připravena.
MP2s head towards Neyman. It's just troops slipping through everywhere because we can't see anything. But we should be able to capture Angara. Karma will cap. Like, all of these will cap in unison, and then we will get big. Oh, well, our supply died. It's not good.
Palebná podpora rozumí.
These are still dug in, right? Yeah, they've managed to make some foxholes.
Boji připraven.
So 25 saved the day. The Leopard 2s just wrecked us completely. We are hitting the rear, so we're doing a decent amount of damage. Just need to take out one more. Vizicani gotta get the job done. Nice. Enough damage.
Rozkazy. Potvrzuji.
Alright, we're now capping this back. So we're going to capture Kama, we're going to capture Angara, like, almost immediately. Like, it's just going to chain all the way around, and we're going to get, like, extra 20-30 seconds each time, so that's going to be good. And then we just want to push Davina, which we can cap as well. So we can just move the units from Neyman to Davina. And then we've got to work out what's a Lena. So let's go ahead and do that with an area of recon. There's a lot of stuff at Lena.
Taktická podpora je na cestě. Rozumíme.
That's coming towards us here. Just get my E72s together. As soon as Mizen's captured, we'll move this over to Ishim to
Zone
cap that.
captured.
Jednotka připravena. Rozkaz provedu.
Okay, onwards to Davina.
Vizuální kontakt.
Oh dear.
Cíle zasaženy. Úder úspěšný.
Oh dear. Alright, Mr. T-72, you head back over here because that is some nasty tanks.
Palebná podpora rozumí.
I'm not sure that my fire support units will be able to deal with that, especially at that range. That is not good. T-72s head this way.
Přátelskou palbou. Přepínám.
EMPs can take Davina. Mr. T-55s are getting wrecked. I've got to keep them alive.
Zone captured.
Good. Okay, good run on them. Let's just back it up into cover. Force them to come close.
Rozkaz provedu.
Okay, you can see the caps here
Jednotka
happening.
připravena.
We've got a counterattack with
Zone
1 to 3 platoons coming in. Alright, what are we looking at with artillery?
Vyrozuměno.
Because if I take Angara, then we take Lena, that's like GG.
Čistě a jasně.
We get total domination. So let's move some new units forwards here towards Lena just to push that really hard.
Zone captured.
Gotta try and defend
Provedu.
down here. Okay, thankfully the leopard's stopped.
Jednotka připravena.
Oh, we're going to do another area recon. I spotted a lot of stuff. My artillery's just been hammering away at this area.
Dle rozkazu. Slyším.
Okay, we have what looks like an airstrike coming in for the first time.
Čistě a jasně.
Oh, it's not a good one. It's not a good one for us. That is a cluster.
Žádám rozkazy.
Gross. Alright, we've bumped into Panzergrens at close range there. It's going to be really on these BMP2s and the attackers. I think what I should do with these is we just kind of stay defensive here. When I think about it. We just stay at
5 minutes
Angara.
remaining.
Kontakt. Přímo před námi.
Good. Ambush the Leopard 2s from behind. Good kills.
Čistě a jasně. Potvrzuji.
Oh, don't friendly fire my BMPs, please.
Jednotka připravena.
That's really bad timing. Good. There's like one more unit in the fog here.
Slyším a rozumím.
This is the last point.
Co dál?
I'll be very, very happy if we manage to total dominate this.
Dle rozkazu.
It will save us so much in this warpath. Right in this fog somewhere, unless it was this artillery piece. Anyway, we don't need to hunt them. So I can come behind them with the Proskomnitze. We do have some RPGs. There they are. It's 185s. Yeah, we killed him. Nice veterancy for the recon there.
Rozkaz. Provedu.
Fantastic.
Co dál?
Okay, so it's just this unit that needs to go. We'll get the T-55s up onto the ridge just to cover the objective. There was a counterattack somewhere, I don't know where. I'm just hoping it doesn't like pop into
Total
Anisse, but
domination achieved.
okay, we kept that, so it's all good.
Dochází nám o moc.
Phew. Alright. I do love a bit of regiments. It really does tickle my pickle sometimes. It's good stuff. Nice 3-1 KD. Yeah, nice and challenging, but we made it work. I think the Vigilant coming in there and cleaning out that entire section was so good. Yeah, really, really nice play with the helicopters. All right, well, that is stage 7 completed. So we're now moving on to stage 8. We will have got to the victory, which is great. Huzzah! All right. Well, 362 operational authority. That could not have gone really much better. I mean, there was a couple situations where I lost a lot of tanks and I will need to replenish those once again. But overall, it was pretty solid. And yeah, leaving us with that much operational authority to spend, moving into the next stage is huge. Absolutely huge. Dunner's really, really helped us out a lot there. Big time. Having 2 squads of those is like almost broken. And now they're both elite, so they're going to aim really, really fast. Yeah, it's great. Hopefully you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. I'm really looking forward to the update that will be coming sometime this year. Yeah, great stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.